Dark Nebula, good morning. Look at that. Another beautiful day in Southern Cali. Thank you for hitting that like button when you come up in here. Hit that like button when you come up in here, you guys. The wise one was good. How y'all doing this fine morning? Yeah. Merry Christmas. I don't celebrate it, y'all, but Merry Christmas to those who do. Good morning, folkers. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you're in the world. Snapzilla Gorilla. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy. Yeah. Back out here at the stairs for the second time this week. My first time getting it 2 times a week in about 3 or 4 weeks, so feels good to be out here doing what I do and getting back in the groove. How y'all doing this morning? I know many of you are probably, celebrating Christmas and all that and spending time with your family. I thought I'd share my time with y'all as I get my ruck on here at the stairs. And I know because of everything going on this year, probably don't get to celebrate Christmas like you really want to. You know what I mean? Because of the Tecate-19 pandemic. Everybody's finances is all fucked up. You know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to talk about the Stimu-less package. Because, they're putting up less than the carrot they've been dangling for the last 8 months. Gave me what Sam was going on. Anarchy Television. Just weird KFC is making a video game console. That don't even make no sense. What does KFC know about gaming? I thought that was a joke. Frantel, how's it going? Yeah, KFC coming out with a gaming console. Pretty hilarious. KP was good. Put my gloves on. No, I know. I thought it was a joke. Yeah, I looked it up. It is real. Shit's crazy. Shit is crazy. You know what I mean? You know Google is coming out with a system. Is it Google? Yeah, Google. Google's coming out with a system called Stratia. So everybody trying to get their hands in the market. Miss Stucky, how's it going? Ditto on that Christmas thing. Who fucking rah? Hoorah, yeah. Hooah? More like hooah. That's how we roll with in the Army. Private Beautiful, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, everybody's trying to get their hands in the game market. Well, you know, they know that with this new normal stuff going on, people are going to be in the house more, so they want to make sure you're highly entertained while you're being screwed. KP was good. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining the channel Definition of Anarchy. They call me Snapzilla Gorilla. And as the title of my channel would let you know, I'm all about that anarchy. Nikki, how's it going? Old head Deuce in the house. Oh shit, I be getting it in on my Christmas morning. Being accosted by bees. Oh, I'm good, Nikki. You know, as you can see, I'm enjoying my day. I'm outside with that fresh air. Whoa. Being harassed by a bee, but I won't kill it because we need bees. You know, I got to get it in. That's what I do. I was sucking the last time I was up here. Only did 4 laps before I tapped out. I didn't like that very much. Oh man. Where am I located? California. Right now I'm in Culver City, which is in Southern California. So I'm in SoCal, where it's like, I'm gonna say it's 60 degrees right now, but the sun is out, the sky is clear, and I'm taking advantage of it. No face flag. Face flag free, baby. You know what I mean? Tecate restrictions are ridiculous out here. You know, and most businesses can't stay open due to that. And that's why this whole stimulus package thing is a joke. I'll call it Stimu-less. Stimu-less. Because it's going to do a lot less than stimulate you. Stimulate the economy. Yes, the world is a mess. And for your troubles, they want to give you $600. A one-time payment of $600, right? And what does Joey B says? Good old Sleepy Joe. Oh well, you know, any stimulus that comes out I see as a down payment for something bigger when I get inaugurated. Let me tell you what Sleepy Joe's gonna do in his first 100 days. Gun control, which is really just a a euphemism. Man, here they go. I'm back up, y'all. So look, we already have gun control, right? Every time you pick up a weapon, you're controlling that bitch. Every time you fire down range, you're controlling that bitch. We already have gun control. So that's why they changed the euphemism to gun sense or gun safety. Blah, blah, blah. But a weapon is only as safe as the operator who wields it, right? Anyway, let's talk about this Stimu-less package, right? $600 to individuals in the United States, right? $600. But what are they giving? What else is the money going to? Well, they combined it with a government spending bill, all right? They call it the omnibus bill. So they attached it to the government spending bill so that they would have to pass the stimulus package, right? You know, just to make everybody happy. Oh, look, the government is going to fund itself unless they give us a stimulus package. But what do they do with the stimulus package? $600 to each person, right? To 150 million people, all right? But what else do they want to do? Well, they want to give $500 million to Israel, 1.3 billion to freaking Egypt to arm the military. And guess who they're going to get them armaments from? Russia, right? So Egypt is going to use the funds we give them to buy weapons and shit from Russia. They already said it. Who else are they giving the money to? Several South American countries and Central American countries. The Ukraine, right? The Sudan. Billions of dollars of funds to all these other countries. I'm sure you guys are aware of that. It's all over the news. People are outraged. And they're waking up. Let me tell you something. I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but I think they thought they were going to sneak this shit through. You know what I mean? And thought, as long if we dangle this carrot for 8 months and 9 months, and then we get to December right before Christmas, and we tell people, oh, we're going to pass a stimulus package, we'll give them for $600. They'll be happy with that, right? But we're going to sneak in all this other funding. Oh, shit. Now everybody and their mama want to come up here. But we're going to fund all these countries with billions of dollars. And the people, they ain't going to say shit about it because they're so desperate. But guess what? I guess we aren't as stupid as they thought we would be, right? Because people are realizing that these politicians don't really give a hot damn about them. And look, it's not just going to foreign countries, right? There's also little pet projects by these damn politicians, right? They want to launder money. It's money laundering, y'all. When they talk about funding the Smithsonian and all that shit, and the Lincoln Memorial, or whatever the hell, shit's not even open. You know what I mean? Like, who do you think is going to get that money? How is that money going to be allocated? How are they going to funnel that money through organizations that aren't even operating? You think that money's going to get to where it's supposed to get to? Hell no. Nope. They're going to funnel that money through, pay their special interest groups, pay their lobbyists, you know what I mean? Kick back their lobbyists. Let me tell y'all something. The corporate welfare going on in this country is being exposed. the corporate welfare going on in this country is being exposed. And, you know, this is nothing new, man. This is nothing new. How the government spends the money, the government spends our money, is nothing new. They've been doing this for years, for decades, right? Oh, well, we got to raise your taxes because of this, that, and the third. So they raise our taxes, and only about 6% of that money goes to anything that benefits and moves this country forward. 6%. The rest goes to bullshit. The rest goes to debt. It goes to special interest groups. It goes to corporations. It goes to foreign countries. It goes to wars. You know what I'm saying? That's what it goes to. 6% goes to moving this country forward. That's it. 6%, right? And if you take that number of $600, right? That's $600 per person for 150 million people. And, you know, I haven't done the math on this. You know, it's a $900 billion stimulus bill. $600 for 150 or 175 million people, right? You take that, what is that percentage going to wind up being? It kind of translate to that 6%. 6% goes back to us. That's it. 6% of what we as a whole, as a nation, put into this country in terms of pays the government in taxes goes to moving this country forward, moving the people forward. And people are starting to realize it. In cash on a pallet, on an unmarked plane, that's how they're going to pay for it. Yeah. I mean, not even that. It's not even about cash anymore. It's about X's and O's. X's and O's. It's about ones and zeros in a computer system. It's funny how they try to criminalize an inanimate object. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. And they want to criminalize you for wanting to have that. They want to make you feel bad for wanting to have a firearm. Democrats kind of remind me of Scientology. Word up. Yeah, so the bottom line is that people are waking up. So then what happens? What stirs the hornet's nest of the people even more? Well, it's when Donald Trump comes out and says, I'm not signing this bill. It's nonsense. And, you know, it's too much pork in this bill. It's too much wasteful spending. So he wants to get rid of the wasteful spending and raise the stimulus check from $600 to $2,000, right? So this gets everybody up in a tizzy. Even those who hate Trump with a passion, they're now agreeing with Trump, and they're on Trump's side now. Trump is suddenly their president because they see the dichotomy of someone who actually cares about the American people and those who don't and want to suck off the tit of the American people. You know how people say that people on welfare are sucking off the government teat? No, they're not. They're not. They're sucking off the teat of the people via the government. Y'all think the government is benevolent to these people that are in need? No, it's us. It's our money. So what's going on is now we can see the dichotomy. Oh, Trump says no money to foreign countries and pet projects, and more money to the people. of the United States. And so that gets people thinking even more about what's really going on. Now they see that all the government does is wasteful spending. Every time there's a spending bill, you know how much money we give to Israel each year? I think 500 billion or something like that. $500 billion to Israel already each year, right? And what did Nancy Pelosi say one day? I think I did a video on this. She said, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if the country went bankrupt, right? It wouldn't matter if the country went bankrupt. They will still give aid to Israel no matter what. Even if we're starving here in this country, right? In this country where we foot the bill. She said she will still give aid to Israel. So this ain't nothing new, y'all. And it's not just Israel. It's hundreds of countries that we give money to. So we already give Israel $500 billion a year, right? We already do it for the next 10 years. For the next 10 years. But what else? That's not enough for Israel, is it? No, they gotta have 500 million more. You see the bullshit? We give Israel 500 billion a year, and I think it's 500 billion. Correct me if I'm wrong. We give Israel 500 billion a year, and we're supposed to give them another 500 million. I don't know about y'all, but I say our politicians, our so-called representatives, and Israel got life fucked up. They got life fucked up. The Ukraine has life fucked up, right? Egypt has life fucked up. The Sudan got life fucked up. If they think we about to give them money, we out here struggling. Hundreds of thousands of small businesses closed for good because of what the government did to us in 2020. Not because of the virus, not because of the CAT-19, but because of how they responded to it, how they overreacted, how they said, you know what, we're gonna shut you down. Even though there's no data that shows that shutting down businesses, shutting down small businesses and leaving big box stores open, there's no data that shows that that's gonna stop the spread of a virus. As a matter of fact, you leave the big box store open and people flood that sucker every day, what do you think is gonna happen? Wouldn't it make sense that these big box stores are more so super spreaders than these small businesses that can only take so many people, that only so many people go to? It's not about safety. It's about a reset. It's about not wanting anybody to own anything. It's about corporate welfare at its finest, right? So it's nothing different with the stimulus package. This Stimu-less package. $600. Fuck out of here. Sound like Israel runs half America. England runs the rest. Well, I say it's about a 75-25 split. 75-25 split. 75 going to Israel. 25 going to the UK. I don't think the UK has as much of a stranglehold on us as they once did. I think Israel has taken it over in a clever way that they've done it. They were able to infiltrate to the highest levels. The UK, not so much. So it's mostly Israel. Hell, I get 80% to Israel. 80% to Israel. Like the beers and the diamonds, right? De Beers owns 80% of the diamond market. I'd say Israel's is the De Beers of the United States. They tried to label Ron Paul anti-Semitic because he said no money to other countries. Yep. And the reporter said even Israel and Ron Paul said yes. Then he said everybody. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what's so special about Israel? I'll tell you what's so special. We Israel bitches. You understand? Our government is Israel bitches. We bitches for Israel. That's just the bottom line to it. You understand what I'm talking about? Anti-Semitic. Because we want to put our country first? See, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit we got to really pay attention to. We should not be giving our money to other countries, especially at a time like this. We should be knocking all that shit off. You understand what I'm talking about? We should stop being Israel bitches, stop being Egypt bitches, Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we sort of get a return out of Saudi Arabia at least. You know what I'm saying? But even them. And make no mistake. All this aid they're giving to all these countries, they get something out of it. Believe you me, they get a return. We just don't see it. We the people get none of that return. No. Just, you know, our politicians get the returns, right? Our corporations get the returns. But the people, we don't see the returns from the investments that they put into these countries. All the resources they strip from these third world countries that they give money to. Trust me, they get something out of it. We just don't see it. And they don't want us to see it because they don't want us to know how nefarious that shit is. You understand? But what are we doing for Libya right now? What are we doing with Libya? They continue to enslave Nigerians and other Africans. And we ain't doing shit about that. But we want to give money to Pakistan for gender programs. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Endless money. You understand? Quantitative easement infinity. That's what we're on right now. So they're just pumping the liquidity in the market, increasing the M2 money supply, diluting the dollar. Meanwhile, they're giving aid to all these other countries. Listen, man. They can turn that shit around. They can cut funding to all these countries. They can bring the troops back to the United States. They can end all the wars. And they would save trillions of dollars each year just by doing that. Bring the troops home, you know, keep them installed in these little countries where we have a mutual agreement, you know what I'm saying, on peacetime type shit. You know what I'm saying? Skeleton crews. Bring the troops home. So they you know what? They can end the budget crisis right now. They can end the budget crisis right now. Stop giving foreign aid. Bring the troops back home. End these senseless wars. You understand? Stop paying these defense contractors billions of dollars to turn us into the most indestructible military. Like, we don't need that. You understand? Bring the troops home. Let them, and look, this is what can happen. If you bring the troops home and fund the defense, fund the military to protect our shores. You know how many jobs that would create? You know how many jobs that would create? How many opportunities for us? You know, still trade, you know, with other countries that we get mutual, you know, mutual transactions with. I'm not saying don't align with other countries. I'm saying stop being everybody's mommy and daddy. You understand? We don't need to do that. But they're not gonna do that though. They're not gonna do it because these corporations make too much money when there's war. There's too much money in war. There's too much money in the prison system. So they're not gonna stop on their own. We have to make them stop. We have to make these people do what we want them to do. They work for us. Y'all realize that, right? We pay these people salary. The base congressman gets $175,000 a year. What do we get for that? They work for us. But they run around here acting like they are kings and queens and duchess and dukes and all that shit. And they don't do shit for us. It's time to put a stop to that shit. I hate when people are behind me. You know what I mean? We have to put a stop to it. The Constitution, right, that everybody loves to use so much, it gives us the way to do that. But more importantly, as human beings, we already have the right. We have the right to take our power back from the government, with or without a constitution. And that's what we have to help people understand. People are always resting their laurels on the Constitution. No, you can't do that. Because there are things in the Constitution that allow them to strip you of your rights, right? Like, was it the 13th Amendment or the 13th Amendment that allows them to have slaves as long as the person is a criminal, right? Someone commits a crime, they could be a slave. Well, who determines what a crime is? Why do you think there's all these laws in the books for victimless crimes? Slave labor, baby. Y'all don't get the game? Look, these people have been at it for decades, for centuries. They know what they're doing. They're firmly entrenched. The 13th Amendment gives them the right to have slaves as long as that person is a criminal. And you already know, at midnight you can become a criminal. You can be a criminal. You can not be a criminal right now, but they can prohibit something that at midnight will make you a criminal. Huh? We have, as human beings, we have the right to tell these motherfuckers to fuck off. We have the right to go into these buildings, into these Capitol buildings. You know what I mean? We have the right to go to these government buildings that we pay for. That's our shit. We have the right to run up in there like they did in Oregon, right? Like they did, what was that, in Oregon or Washington, where the right-wing cats ran up in there. I think it was Oregon, where they ran up in that government building. They said, oh, no. It ain't going down like that, pimping. We have the right to do that. We own that shit. Y'all know that, right? We own our police departments. We own the courthouse. Huh? We own that shit. So, since we own it, just like you own your house, just like you own your car, you can go up in that bitch and make it do what it do. And that's the message we need to send to people. We own them. We own these people. We're their bosses. They work for us. DOA, the masses don't see the 13 minute comes back in 2024. Comes back, when did it go? It never went away. Especially here in California with Kamala Harris. When there's a forest fire, she'll keep your ass past your sentence to make you fight in that forest fire. No, let that motherfucker hold out. No, we ain't gonna release him right now. Yeah, we supposed to release him tomorrow. No, that motherfucker another month so it can work for us for $1 an hour. No, when did the 13th Amendment go away? Do you mean that on the 2024 that is going to be expanded? Technically, the first 10 amendments of the Constitution, in my mind, was God-given. Everything after that, oh yes, well, you gotta be careful. Because in the 4th Amendment, you know, it says we have a right, you know, his right to privacy, to be secure in our persons, papers, houses, and effects. But then it allows the government to impede on that if they have probable cause and a warrant. That's where they fucked up. See, even in the first 10 amendments, they allow certain infringements. It shouldn't say anything about improbable cause. It shouldn't say anything about a warrant. It should just say we have a right to be secure in our persons, houses, papers, and effects. Period. You understand? And that's it. And then when someone commits an actual crime, we'll take it from there. But no. See, and even in the 10th Amendment about state powers, it says powers that aren't expressly given, now I'm paraphrasing, to the federal government, powers that aren't, you know, enumerated or specified for the federal government shall remain with the states or the people. It shouldn't say that. It should say, the 10th Amendment should say that the people retain all the powers over the state and the federal government, period. See, gotta be careful with those documents. That's what it should say. The 10th Amendment should say the people has the power, right? The people have the power over the state and the federal government. That's what the 10th Amendment should say. People powers. It shouldn't say state powers. It should say people powers. How can the state have powers? You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because the state is a suit, right? It's a suit that can be filled. But the suit can be tailored to an individual. You understand what I'm saying? So when you say the state can be tailored to the individual with wording and documentation and paperwork. Like much of the Constitution, right? The Constitution allows all kind of tyranny. Don't get it twisted, right? It gives the Congress the right to lay taxes. Why? You understand? And it was only supposed to be corporate tax. But because of the ambiguity of the Constitution, now they're taxing the people. You understand what I'm saying? No. The Congress has a right to start wars, right? To declare war. The Congress has a right to create money and spend money. You see, the Constitution allows for all kind of tyranny, even in the 10th Amendment. I mean, even in the first 10 amendments allow some tyranny because probable cause is subjective. You know what probable cause is? You don't even need a warrant for probable cause. You can say, oh, I heard somebody screaming in the house. Oh, I smell weed in your car. That gives them carte blanche to violate the shit out of you. No, there should be nothing about probable cause in the 4th Amendment. If we want the first 10 amendments to be legitimate, we got a lot of changes to make to some of those amendments. The Supreme Court, Idaho. What about Idaho on Anarchy Television? That's where you live? The Supreme Court rulings are nothing but opinions. Exactly. So when they create these laws when they create these laws, right? Let's say they create a law. Well, Joe doesn't like this law. So he sues the city or the state or the federal government. You go through all these court proceedings. You go through all the circuits. You go through all these federal judges. And you reach the Supreme Court. Now, if the Supreme Court decides that that law is constitutional, even if it's not, they have set precedent. So now what does that mean? Every other city or state or county can implement that violation, commit that law. So I'm real picky about, listen, you know how people talk about, especially these left-wing liberals, they talk about destroying the Constitution. Oh, we should get rid of it. I agree. We should get rid of it, but not for the reason they want to get rid of it. They want to get rid of the Constitution because it gets in the way of socialism, right? You can't have socialism with the Constitution because the Constitution allows for a constitutional republic. Well, you can't have socialism with the constitutional republic. So they want to get rid of it so they can have their socialism all over the place. I want to get rid of it so that there's no longer the illusion that the Constitution is there to protect you. It's not. The Constitution doesn't grant you rights. It doesn't grant you, no, it doesn't. It recognizes it, outlines it. It itemizes it. It puts it out there. And then what it also does is gives the illusion, and it's an illusion, it gives the illusion that the state has certain powers, right? Certain powers that it can foist on you. In reality, the state does not have that ability or right. It doesn't. I don't care what Article 1 through 4 says. You know, the executive, the legislative, and the judicial, and whatever else. I don't give a shit what that shit says, what powers each branch has. It's made up. It's fiction. It's make-believe. Shit ain't real. But guess what? It's in the Constitution, along with things that are real, right? Like right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's all, you know what? Honestly, that's all the Second Amendment needed to say, right? The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. See, when they added the clause, you know, what does it say? For the security of a free state, I forgot. Y'all know what I'm saying, that other clause that talks about the militia. Oh, a well-regulated militia being necessary for a free state or whatever. Because these people misinterpret what that whole clause means. Well, they're talking about a militia. Well, idiot, you know what a militia is? A militia is formed by a group of normal people, normal citizens that can get together to defend their freedom. That's what a militia is. It's not yes, you have the National Guard. No, motherfucker. The National Guard is not a militia. People are so stupid. Because of that clause, they feel like that clause means that it's not talking about regular people having the right to keep and bear arms. No, it is. And then they say well regulated. Oh, well, they're talking about a regulated militia. Oh my God, you guys don't know what you're talking about. They mean you're supposed to be regulated and controlled. No, that's not what they meant by regulated. What they meant by regulated was well-equipped, well-oiled, well organized, well staffed, well manned, well armed. That's what regulated meant. So when they tell you regulated means, oh yeah, you're supposed to be controlled by the government. No, that would defeat the purpose of the Second Amendment. If the Second Amendment allowed for the government to regulate the militia in that way, then that would defeat the purpose. The Bill of, and the number two, the Bill of Rights are for the people. That's what they're not understanding. The Bill of Rights are for the regular citizenry. The Bill of Rights does not apply to the military, the police, or the government. It applies to the people. It outlines the rights of the people. And what it's saying is that we have the right to form a militia, right? And in order for us to be able to do that, in an efficient manner, is to recognize that people have the right to bear arms, and it shall not be infringed. Because if you infringe upon it, now you're impeding the ability for that militia to stand and defend, right? Why? Because you outlawed grenades, you outlawed fully automatic weapons, you outlawed claymore mines, you outlawed AT-4s and tow missiles, like in tanks and all that shit. Like, real shit. We should be able to have all that. The regular ass citizens should be able to have all that. You understand? Because guess what? If we need to stand against an invasion of an enemy, foreign or domestic, and they have all that shit and we don't, what we got now? Oh, whoa, right. We supposed to wait for the National Guard to show up, right? We supposed to wait for the military to show up. No, that's not how it works. You understand? We're supposed to have an even playing field with anybody who comes to fuck with us. The regular ass citizens. We're supposed to have the ability to train and be equipped with everything that every other standard military has. You understand? But they've taken that away from us. They've been doing it for decades. You understand? So they violated the first clause of that amendment about there being a rail regulated militia, because they have impeded on our rights and our capabilities. We cannot have a well-regulated militia because there's too many laws that would go against us organizing, training. You think we can do this in California? You think I can get a group of people and take them out in the woods or wherever and do some real training and all the other shit without the FBI snooping around, trying to infiltrate, planting agent provocateurs and all that shit? You can't do it. You understand? So in essence, the Second Amendment is completely destroyed. They think it means, oh, you can go hunt. Oh, okay. Oh, you can carry a little pistol if you get a permit. If you get a permission slip, you can carry a pistol in your back pocket. Oh yeah, you can open carry. Oh yeah, go ahead. But that won't necessarily stop the cops from harassing you. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell y'all something. Real quick. And if they pass the TAPS Act, this might get me hemmed up, but I don't give a shit. They should fear us. You understand? They should fear us. The police should fear us. The military should fear us. Our government should fear us, not the other way around. I should be able to walk around with my AR slung at my shoulder, just enjoying my day, minding my business. And any cop that saw me should be afraid to approach me about it. That's how it should be. Any cop, any criminal that would try to make a victim out of me should fear me, should fear approaching me, because they know if I step to this dude, we're gonna have some problems. You understand what I'm talking about? He look like he ready for business. It's a deterrent. They should be afraid of us. But instead, you have these states where you can open carry But if you have a little bit too much melanin, they'll harass you. No, they should be afraid to approach your ass. You understand? Y'all think I'm playing. Y'all think I'm playing. We'll see what y'all talking about real quick. No admiralty law. No law, period. There should be no laws. What law? Right? We know it's wrong to kill somebody. We know it's wrong to steal from someone. We know it's wrong to destroy someone's property. We know it's wrong. We know it's wrong to do any of that. We know it's wrong to cause harm to the environment, right? We have common sense. When we were living, before this industrialization shit happened, and we were living a little bit more free, right? You know, the indigenous people were living a little bit more free. Do you think they were destroying the earth? They had all the freedom in the world. All the indigenous people in these countries that were colonialized and invaded and just raped, they weren't destroying the fucking planet. They were okay. They were coexisting with the wildlife. You know what I'm saying? They used these things, right? They hunted the wildlife. They used the trees to build their little structures and their little shelters. But guess what? They gave back to the earth. You understand what I'm saying? And they had all the freedom in the world to, they had their own laws. They had their own system and their own form of government to a degree. But then you had the nomads, people that can go out and do their own fucking thing. Oh, I don't like how this village is living. I can go do my own thing. And they would do their own thing. With people of like minds or by them damn selves. And no one came up to them and said, oh, the state owns this. You can't do that here. You have to have a permit. Oh my God, you have to have a permit. Oh, you going fishing? You gotta have a permit for that. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Before industrialization, before colonialization, there was no overfishing. There was no overhunting. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all see where they got life fucked up? They created the problem. They created this shit. And they want us to get permission to live our fucking lives. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? Why is there overfishing? Why is biodiversity at all-time low? Is it because people were living freely? No. Is it because people were doing this, doing that, and the third? No. It's because of industrialization, and it's because of government. Government. They had to have everything the way they wanted it, right? They had to lay claim over all the land in the United States. So they had to build railroads. They had to build structures. They had to start building cities. No, it's not because people are living free. And they tell you that, oh, you need a permit so you don't overfish. You need a permit so you don't overhunt. You need a permit so you don't pollute the campgrounds. Oh, you got to get a permit to go camping. No, motherfucker. It's because of you, the government, it's because of you that we have less of the ability to do that without destroying them. You know what I'm saying? It's backwards. I agree. Yumina Kante, how you doing? The government lack of flexibility and slow moving will be his downfall. Let's hope so. And there needs to be a downfall of something. I'll tell you that right now. We are, as a people, the last line of defense of this country. Yeah, exactly. Hello, family. Yumina Kante, did I say that right? Steve Willis says it's time to quit funding the government. Agreed. Shut off the money. They'll never fear us as long as we fear them. Exactly. That's the point. Got to be a little dangerous. I totally agree. Absolutely. Advanced guerrilla warfare of organized, random, and unpredictable. Yeah. Yep. I mean, how do you think the Revolutionary War was won? Guerrilla warfare. You know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers were shooting in straight lines. They were standing in a row shooting straight down the pipe. And guess what? They started getting flanked and hit from behind and ambushed. That guerrilla warfare. Now our military uses it and has great success with it. But real shit, a government that does not fear its people is not a government for the people, period. And I coined that, you understand? That's not a quote from some old white dude from 1719. No, that came straight from my mouth. A government that does not fear its people is not a government for the people, period. Our government should not love us. I don't need my government to love me. I don't need my government to do nothing but fear me. Fear us. You'll never have that though. Because the way the game goes, and with the psyops, it wouldn't last too long. So it's either many smaller governments. First of all, you have to start by decentralizing the government, right? I've talked about this before. You start by decentralizing the government, giving the states its powers back, right? And I'm not talking about the governors. I'm talking about the people of those states. And then what do you do? Because it's easier to keep your government in check if it's smaller, right? If you want a government. Because some people do. Some people want a government. Some people need a government. Some people need that. But it's easier to keep your government in check if it's much smaller. The smaller it is, the better. All right? And then guess what else they need to do? They need to release those federal lands to people who don't want to live in the states and be controlled by state government. So they can go off into their own land and do their own thing. That's how it needs to go. That's the solution. How do we convince the order of followers? Well, you get them while they're steaming, right? Right now they're steaming. Right now the people are steaming about this whack-ass stimulus package. And they see the bullshit. They see the wasteful spending. And that's the most important thing. Tell them not to focus on that $600. Say, look, yes, the $600 suck. But what you should be more outraged about is all this money we're giving to all these other countries while we're suffering and struggling during this pandemic. They picked the worst time and opportunity to give money to other countries. Point that out to them. You have to let the people know. You have to get them while they're hot and bothered. Right now, people are hot and bothered, and they're waking up. Going to these little comment sections on Facebook and in YouTube where they're talking about the stimulus package. Rile them up. Say, yeah, this is what we need to do. Put bugs in their ears. You know what I'm saying? Get people thinking. And another thing we need to do is hold these public figures that we look up to so much. We need to hold them to account. We need to demand that they start, hey, do something for the little super chats. You know, there are content creators, right? Especially Trump supporting content creators. They get thousands of dollars in super chats, right? Every time they go live, they get all the merch bought. People buy all their merch. what a good strategy, you go in their comment sections, right? Start putting them on blast. Start asking them questions like, okay, what happens? What you gonna do when Trump is not in office on January 21st? What you gonna do when Trump isn't the president? Because they've been riding that wave going on 4 years now. Hell, going on 5 years. They've been riding that Trump wave. Well, Trump and the people helped you reach this level of hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers. So, what you gonna do when he leaves? Is all you gonna do bitch and complain about the new administration? What else you got? Go in their comment sections, put them on blast. If they got call-in shows, call in their call-in show, put them on blast. Like, look, now don't be disrespectful. Just ask the pertinent questions. Look, come January 21st, Trump may not be president any longer. What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna bitch and complain about the Biden administration? Or are you gonna start organizing and start leading people towards freedom? What are you gonna do? You understand? Stop just and talk to people in the chat. You know, like, look, you support this content creator, what is he gonna do? What, matter of fact, what has he done? He or she done during the Trump administration, other than turn black people into Trump supporters? What else you got? Huh? And complain when people go against the police. Is that all you got? All you got is caping for the police and double standards for people like Kyle Rittenhouse? Oh, you better follow the law. If you break the law in any form or fashion, you don't get no sympathy. If a cop kills you in cold blood, right? You did nothing wrong, or you weren't doing anything to warrant your death while they're harassing you and killing you. Oh, but if you broke the law 5 years ago, was convicted and served your time, you deserve to die. They'll say, oh, no, I'm not saying he deserved to die. Well, then what are you saying? Why is it important what they did in the past? But when Kyle Rittenhouse breaks laws, ends up in a whole nother state with a weapon that he's not supposed to own according to the law, y'all cape for him. You got to point that type of shit out. Now, I feel like Kyle Rittenhouse was in the right? I don't give a shit about him crossing state lines with a firearm and being, 17 years old. I don't give a shit about that. But I'm consistent. I don't give a damn that George Floyd was convicted of robbery, 10 years ago. What he did to that woman was wrong. You understand what I'm saying? But 10, 15 years later, he dies and people are like, well, he robbed somebody 10 years ago. Like, what? It's just the hypocrisy. You gotta point people's hypocrisy out and make them, and you call them to account, call them monkey asses out. You gotta start calling people out, man, that you support. A lot of people have the gift of gab. They talk a good game. They talk a lot of good shit. But what are they doing? What are they producing other than bullshit coming out of their mouth? You got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they doing? They ain't doing shit but complaining. So convenient to blame you, yes. How do we convince okay. And okay, you can't until they've had their emotions. Yeah. Don't get rounded up by the popo. Yeah. No, I probably will never get rounded up by the popo. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. It ain't happening. Look at me. I'm not going to prison. You understand what I'm saying? Not a brother like me, nah. I'd be fighting every day. I guarantee you that. And I like fighting, but I don't want to have to do that shit every day. No. Nope, I'm not gonna get rounded up. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to prison. I'm not doing anything to warrant the police coming after me. But if they do, I ain't going to jail, I'll tell you that. Many Trump supporters say they're not going to revolt blacks. Revolt? So interesting, I want to see the strategies that they use to protest. I mean, it's not gonna do shit. They're gonna go protest. All protesting does, all you're doing is you're whining to your oppressor. You're begging your oppressor to stop oppressing you. What? I mean, come on, man. Okay. Oh, you guys want us to stop oppressing you, begging? You're out here begging for us to stop oppressing you? Okay, we're gonna stop. No, you gotta take it a little further than that. You gotta stop begging. You gotta start demanding with action. Like, I like what those guys did in Oregon. Was it Oregon? I keep forgetting. What state was that? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Where they ran up in the government building. They were protesting, and they started going into the building, and they had firearms and shit. And the lady got caught on the balcony trying to break into a window. What state was that? I like that. You know what I'm saying? And what could they do about it? Were they gonna arrest everybody? Hell no. It's their building. We own that shit. No, that's the type of shit I like. But going up there and like destroying businesses with, rioting and that shit's stupid. No. No, you gotta take it to them. You gotta take it directly to the motherfuckers that are oppressing you. And stop begging for shit. Stop asking. Stop asking for your freedoms. That's bullshit. That's another thing, man. You gotta start demanding shit. And you gotta start convincing people to demand shit. Fuck that. If you have a leader of an organization and they're talking about protesting and marching and asking the government for shit, like, that's a red flag, y'all. I don't think it was Seattle. I don't remember where it was. That was Black Spring when Autumn was here. She would know. Rittenhouse fucked up. His intent was criminal. How you figure, old head Deuce? Because I saw the videos. I saw all the videos of all the shootings. I didn't see any. Tell me why you think so. Because I saw all the videos. That'd be a fun debate, Rittenhouse. Because from what I saw, everything that happened, every person that got shot brought it on themselves. Everybody that Kyle Rittenhouse shot brought it on themselves. That's what I saw. Yep. There she goes. Black Spring with Autumn. How you doing, Ma? I was asking, what state was that in where those right-wing protesters was running up in the big government building demanding shit? I forgot what state that was. Happy holidays. What state was that? You know, Black Spring? The state where the right-wing people, I forgot what state, but they ran up in the government building. I think they were protesting businesses being shut down. He's a minor, so what? He's 17. That's your argument? He's a minor? See? That sounds like something a law-abider would say. Midwest. I think it was Oregon or something. I don't remember. But that's the type of shit that needs to happen. You know, if you're gonna go to the government for shit and they're screwing you over, you don't go ask them and beg them to stop screwing you over. That's not how you get shit done. California dreaming in NYC was good, ma. I mean, you eat it as, at this point, you just gotta do whatever you can, really respect the law. I don't respect no laws. Oh, that was Idaho? I don't respect no laws. What's a law? A man-made law? You know what law I respect? The law of gravity. The law of relativity. The law of thermodynamics. Those are laws I respect. I don't respect no government edict that they call a law. I don't respect that. Because everything, you know what's wrong and right. You know what you, as an adult with some sense, you know what's wrong and you know what's right. I don't respect no damn law. You can't really respect, oh no, you can't. Word, Kevin. Yeah, I ain't respect nobody law. Hey guys, me and a group of legislators, we created a law. Fuck out of here. No, you didn't. You created some arbitrary edict that you expect people to follow. Let's be real about what it is. It's a rule. It's a rule that you call a law to make it sound legitimate. It ain't legitimate. Man-made laws are not legitimate. Period. Period. Unless the people agree to follow that rule. You know what I'm saying? They're volunteering or accepting that of their own free will. Okay, well, it's legitimate for them. But if I don't want to follow that, it's not legitimate. You know what I'm saying? I already know it's wrong to kill in cold blood. I already know it's wrong to rob somebody. I already know it's wrong to steal from someone. I already know it's wrong to damage someone's property, to violate someone's property. You know who doesn't know that's wrong? Well, they do know it's wrong. They just don't give a damn. The government. All those things I mentioned is something the government does. And they do it every day, every hour. They kill in cold blood. They rob people in cold blood. They violate your privacy in cold blood. They trespass on you and your property in cold blood. They seize assets from you. That's what the government does. So you mean to tell me an entity that does all those things to people, I'm supposed to follow their rules and follow their laws? No, that's not how it works. Yeah, we're the little playthings. They say if you're not protesting with a gun, then you're just complaining. Word. And you know, that's why I had much respect for those cats that marched on Virginia earlier this year. You know what I'm saying? They showed up and showed out. Was that this year? I don't know why I was thinking it's this year. When Governor Blackface Northam tried to create these laws. Was that this year? This year is so fucked up, I forgot. We had 20,000 well-armed people showed up to say, nah, you ain't doing this. That is how you do it. And they weren't begging for shit. They said, nope, it ain't happening, Captain. Even though they weren't allowed to go on the grounds with their firearms due to some emergency edict by the governor. See what I'm saying? How arbitrary that is? Oh yeah, for this one day, while we hold this session, we're not gonna allow firearms onto the grounds. Like, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. There was no vote for that. It was a fucking executive order. It was an edict. They don't care about laws either. You understand what I'm talking about? So, Governor Blackface saw well, not even Governor Blackface, all those legislators that wanted to implement those edicts, they didn't do it, right? They put it on hold for a year. But what does North Face does? North Face. He issues an executive order to outlaw this. I mean, just for the pandemic. It's just bullshit. It's all arbitrary. Yeah. Oh yes. Black Spring, Michigan. Yep. They sensationalized it, but that's all they could do. What else could they do? I think that's the one they were complaining about. People were complaining about Confederate flags and swastikas. You know what? I don't like those symbols, but they have a right to wave them around. As long as that's all they're doing. As soon as you approach me with it, with that mentality, and you got that flag and you think you can come step to me, that's when it changes. But if you minding your own business, keeping your hands to yourself, you wave that flag all you want. Thank you for showing me who you are. Now I know how I got to deal with you. See, most people got it fucked up. You know they banned hate symbols in New York. Another arbitrary law, arbitrary edict that does nothing. It's hot air. No hate symbols. See that? Now you can't have a swastika or Confederate flag in the state of New York. They banned the sale of them. That is a direct violation of the First Amendment. A direct violation. You know what I'm saying? Hate speech is protected speech. Period. Period. It is. I'm not gonna waste my energy on hate speech and hate symbols. Waste so much energy that I just created a man-written edict to end it. It's dumb. What's the point? Look, guys, I banned hate symbols. Oh, look at me. What did that do to stop the hate? Nothing. It just created more hate. But some people just don't get it. And people are applauding this. Like, you're setting a bad precedent here, my friends. You allow them to ban a swastika and a Confederate flag. What's next? What about that white man or that white woman or that white family that thinks a black fist on a t-shirt is a hate symbol? Huh? Or an Antifa flag or a Black Lives Matter flag. What if they consider those hate symbols? See how subjective it is? So then what? You gonna ban that too? And it's a slippery slope. Slippery slope, y'all. Black Spring with Autumn. Good looking out, sister girl. She just posted my book up in the comment section. The Seeds of Dark Matter Disease. Right now on Amazon by author M.E. Magnum. Author M.E. Magnum, y'all. That's my pen name. But look, you ban that hate symbol. You gotta ban every hate symbol, right? But what about the peace sign? Huh? What about the peace sign? Or the middle finger? You gonna ban that too? People don't think, man. Not y'all. Y'all pretty. Y'all do think. Y'all critical thinkers up in here. But I mean, anything can be a hate symbol. Anything, right? Next thing you know, a deaf person gonna be signing somebody, and they gonna get arrested for throwing up hate symbols, and they're just trying to talk to somebody. They're just trying to communicate. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Huh? What are we doing? Integrity television. This is what else we do. What else we do? We point out all these cop lovers, all these blue line supporters. We're gonna put these people on blast. We're gonna say, hey, you don't like these restrictions, right? You don't like these mask mandates. You don't like this, you don't like that, right? Who's enforcing this shit? Who is enforcing? See, these edicts mean nothing. These executive orders don't mean shit without someone there to enforce them. Who's enforcing them? Your precious police officers. Huh? The men and women of the thin blue line. They're enforcing it. They're enforcing these unconstitutional laws that you guys know are unconstitutional. These unconstitutional edicts. They're enforcing it. They're oath breakers. They are violating the Constitution. They swore an oath to defend and uphold the Constitution against any enemy, foreign and domestic. And they're breaking their oath. They're enforcing unconstitutional edicts. Huh? Ever since even before the pandemic, right? There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of unconstitutional edicts on the books that they enforce. What you gonna say about them? Huh? You still back in the blue? You know, you got to point these people out, man. We got to stop. And I don't want to sound like no hater, but we got to stop lifting up these people that don't really give a shit about your freedom, right? They talk a good game. They'll talk to you for hours and hours about freedom. They'll point out all the whatever the fucks, all the shit the government does wrong to you. They'll point that out all day and night, right? They'll tell you, oh man, oh, they're tyrants. Oh, and they'll point out why they're tyrants. And they'll sound smart. And they'll sound like they're waking the fuck up, right? But then they'll say shit like, oh, you can't blame the police officers for that. They're just doing their job. They're following orders. Well, you do know that you're not supposed to follow unlawful orders, right? Do they know that? Huh? Especially this Brandon Tatum character. Oh, he knows that his fellow police officers violate the Constitution every day and every night. But he'll say, you can't blame the police officers for that. They're the greatest heroes in the country. You can't blame them for that. They're following orders. They're doing their job. What kind of shit is that? So we're gonna accept it. Huh? Well, who remembers the Nuremberg trials? Did that work for them? No. Did they get away with that in the Nuremberg trials? Them fucking Nazis? Did they get away with that? Or we were following orders? No. Why should it work for the Popo? Huh? Why they get a pass? Why they get a pass? Didn't work for them. We gotta stop giving these motherfuckers passes, man. Look, 2021 is the year, y'all. 2021 is the year to stop giving motherfuckers passes. So I'm gonna challenge. Fuck a duck. I challenge everybody in this conversation. Get on these motherfuckers' heads, man. Start demanding that they stop blowing smoke up your ass. Stop giving these people money. Stop giving these people views. If they're not talking about true freedom, right? And they understand what that is. They understand that we need it. They understand that we have to have it. And they do videos on bullshit. Oh, a judge said, ooh, we shouldn't have black people. Oh, no, a judge, ooh, there shouldn't be a room with pictures full of white judges for a black man on trial. Fuck out of here. That's your video? That's your video? You mad because the judge said no more white portraits of white judges in the courtroom? That's your fucking, that's where your energy's going? That's your mission? Your mission is to complain about a judge who doesn't want pictures of white judges in the courtroom. That's what's going to move us forward in this country? That's going to move, what? What are we doing? We put so much stock in their intelligence. No. That's what you give a fuck about? Huh? You have an opportunity and you have the voice to help unchain people. You have the freedom to unchain people's minds. You have the opportunity and the voice to reach millions of people and steer them toward freedom. And you're talking about some menial bullshit like what judges are doing. Oh, he removed pictures. Oh my God. What? Let me see. The dumbing down the system is real. That's why we have to hold these people to account. Anybody who's out there helping dumb the people down by continuing to put stock in this political system as if it's really doing something, right? You know, like, you know it's BS. You complain since November 3rd or November 4th. Y'all been complaining about stolen elections. Stolen elections, corrupt politicians. You're talking about how these states are going against the Constitution and selecting electors without going through the state legislators. You're pointing out how corrupt the system is. Yet, you continue to put faith in the system and encourage others to continue to put faith in the system. I'm gonna challenge y'all, right? If you hear another motherfucker say, yo, you know what? This ain't right. Oh, it's not right to do this to people. But, you know, it's the law. So we gotta obey the law. Next time you hear them say that shit, I want you to super chat them. All right? Because that's the only way you're gonna get their attention. Give them $5 and say, are you fucking serious? You can't say that literal thing. on YouTube in a super chat because they won't let it go through. But something to that effect. Are you really sitting up here saying, oh, well, you know, this law is unconstitutional and it's wrong to make people follow it. It's wrong to enforce it, but it's the law. So therefore, blah, blah, blah. Are you really gonna fix your mouth to sit up here and tell people that? That in and of itself is a psyop. You understand? No, we gotta start calling out this bullshit. When you call them out, they don't like it. Because if you make sense, you'll see how right you are with how many people agree with you when you say shit. When you call these people out, if even a third of their audience agree with you, you know you're hitting on something. And they don't like that, right? Because they're afraid, right? They don't want to talk like that because they'll be like me, right? They won't be monetized. They'll lose monetization. They'll lose this, they'll lose that. They're so afraid because they have built themselves up on the support of the people, right? Well, guess what? If YouTube cuts you off, true supporters are gonna support you no matter what. If they suppress you, you just gotta be smart about it. I'm not saying sabotage your whole channel to speak on freedom, but there's nothing in the YouTube guidelines that says that we can't speak out against, you know, unconstitutional laws, that we can't point out how cops are oath breakers and violating the Constitution every day. There's nothing that says that in the community guidelines, right? So you can do that, right? You can do that. No, what they're really afraid of is losing their supporters, because if you say, you know what, I thought Trump was gonna clean the swamp, but he ain't did nothing but create more swamp monsters, right? Right? If you say that, and you say, you know what, Trump got to do better to gain our support. And if you call Trump out, yeah, you know what, you might lose 10 or 20 or 30,000 subscribers. But so what? Where else they gonna go? Where else they gonna go? They'll come back. They always do. And when they're ready to hear real shit, when they're ready to hear about true freedom, they'll come back when they're ready. You have to be ready to sacrifice 20 or 30,000 subscribers. Oh well, if they don't want to hear the truth, I can't help them no way, right? We gotta start calling people out, man, because they're failing their people. You understand? Let's see. Look up here. My thing is, so much happens to people when they want change. They will just roll and finish farting up. Yep. I don't know why they cut off. People do not like it when, and they want change, if they will just roll to the other side of the couch and finish farting up the rest of the house with another TV dinner. Word. And they're outnumbered thousands to one, millions to one, millions. Not even thousands, millions, tens of millions to one. The elite class is very small. Now, it's the order followers and the sheep you gotta worry about. You gotta wake the sheep up, and you gotta demand the order followers choose a side. You gotta make them choose a side, y'all. You got to make them choose a side. Choose a side and pick and stay there. With everything going on, that's the priority. I'm gonna challenge you guys, man. You guys know who I'm talking about. We're subscribed to some of the same so-called. We gotta start calling their ass out, man. Their Trump crisis is not, he's not gonna be a factor after January. So what are you gonna do with your energy? Can't use Trump as an excuse no more. 4D chess and all that bullshit. Can't rely on that. QAnon, we know it's bullshit. So what else you got? Whew. I did good today. That was my 6th lap. And I still got energy to do 2 or 3 more. But, you know, my wife gets all, see, 11. Yeah, I'll do 1 more. But, oh. Yeah, we gotta start demanding that these people get real. All professionals hate common sense. Yeah. They hate common sense because when the people start, you know, operating on common sense, then they start to wake the fuck up and realize, you know, these people shouldn't be controlling me and what I do. Truth is ugly, and people too PC won't get it. Yeah. That's gonna pass though. People gonna start getting over that PC shit. See, deep down, people do want that real. They just don't have enough people hitting them with that real. So, you know, when they're constantly being bombarded by panderers, you know, it's hard. It's hard to accept the truth. When they're so used to panders, someone that comes through and don't tell them what they want to hear, they tell them the truth, they resist a little bit. They resist. That's natural. Okay. Q or not, how about that? How about Q or not? QAnon. Shit is bogus as hell. That shit was so, like, fiction. Like, come on, man. People put so much energy in that QAnon bullshit. QAnon said this. QAnon said that. Oh, Trump.win and all this bullshit. Like, all that energy wasted. Oh, well, Trump banned buck stocks. Well, that's all part of the plan. That's part of the plan, trust me. Well, what about civil asset forfeiture? Oh, that's part of the plan too. Well, why is he allowing governors to do these lockdowns? Because, especially in California, they want to lock up all the pedophiles. Yeah, they want to keep the pedophiles quarantined so they can't have their adrenochrome, so their face can fall off. This is bullshit like that. Like, come on, man. It's just, it's just nonsense. Oh yeah. Oh, that's why Trump is allowing the lockdowns. He wants the lockdowns so that Ellen DeGeneres, her face can fall off and she can stop molesting children. Are you serious, man? People actually believe that bullshit. I'm curious as to content. Oh man, what? Well, there is gonna be no content because people. You know, these people that hold Trump in such high regard, they won't have nothing to talk about. And then the mainstream media organizations that spent 3-4 years hating on Trump, they ain't gonna have nothing to talk about. They're gonna dwindle and go away. So that's why they got the Trumpism bullshit. Now they're talking about Trumpism, right? They're gonna talk about the remnants of the Trump administration in regards to Trump supporters and this, that, and the third. Like, they're desperate, y'all. They needed Trump in office. But they at least have a bigger plan. You know, people still think that Trump can pull it off. I don't think so, y'all. I think it's a wrap. It's a wrap. They're ready to push the agenda forward. And they can't do that with Trump in office. So, you know, they can't do it. It's you know, they're getting impatient. We're not submitting fast enough and in great enough numbers. So, you know, they need to move they need to move everything forward. Let's see. Also, all the days of judging book by cover is gone. One has to use discernment. Exactly. All this, everything they are doing to us is use distraction, but the question is distraction from what? Good question. Trump says relax. What? Best friend, we talking about? On a t-shirt? Is that what we talking about? What? Did Trump come out and tell his supporters to relax? He's going to be president again? In the world takeover plot, taking out medical frontline. Yeah, craxxines. Yep. Damn craxxines. Everybody and their mama talking about these craxxines. Who's gonna get it first? Well, you know who they want to get it first. They want the melanated folks to get these craxxines first. They want black folks and indigenous people after the frontline workers, after the nurses and the this, that, and that. Did y'all see that bullshit promotion, that craxxine promotion with Anthony Fauci and PBS with the Sesame Street bullshit? Did y'all see that? How they're marketing the craxxine to black children? They had all these black children asking Anthony Fauci questions about the craxxine, and they were all black. Wicked one. Oh, when is it gonna be? When we gonna go back to normal? Will Santa get a vaccine? Just, oh my God. Oh. Anthony Fauci sitting up there telling people, telling children, don't worry about it. Hey, don't worry about it. Santa Claus was already inoculated. He's good to go. He can come down your chimney and eat your cookies. Yep. My wife called me. And every time my wife called me and I get off the phone with her, this damn thing be tripping. So I had to shut down the app and open it back up. But yeah, Anthony Fauci telling children Santa got inoculated. Santa, he's good. He can come down the chimney and eat your cookies. Don't worry about it. He won't give you the Rona. I mean, they really think we're stupid. Sam makes up in here. Inductive pleasure, how's it going? Damn shorts. So I put on shorts. I wear shorts under my pants because, you know, they're more comfortable than just underwear. Anyway, so they're fucking falling off. They're halfway down to my ankles right now, my damn shorts. Anyway, they really think we're stupid. They really think that we're supposed to, that black people, they really want black people to scramble for this craxxine. So they market it to us. You know, you got Bill and Melinda Gates telling people that, oh, black people need to get it first and all this other shit. Well, I'll tell you what, the good thing is, I know a lot of black people that ain't getting that. They don't want to get it. I know a lot of people, period, that don't want to get that craxxine. Even though they tell us, oh, 80%, 80%. What do they say now? First it was 40% people didn't want to get the craxxine. Now I think it's 20%. Or is it that they want 20%? They want 80%. They said they need 80 to 90% of people for the craxxine to work, and 80% of black people, 80 to 90% of black people need to get the craxxine. Well, guess what? I'm gonna be in that 10 to 20 percentile. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. And then they tell you, oh, well, if you have allergies, you probably shouldn't get the craxxine. Well, I got all the allergies. Okay, one last lap, y'all. I wonder how much time I got left because I will get ugly. Huh? Sorcery, yep. Pharmakia. That's what pharmakia is, right? Sorcery. Magic. Pharmakia. But yeah. You get like 180? How do you say something like that? Huh? Kevin Nugent says, you got like 180? How do you say something like that? I don't understand. Kevin Nugent said, well, waxing, I like that. Allergies, how many allergies do you have? Oh, yeah, no, I got 1 million. I'm allergic to everything. I don't eat food. By the way, I just get, I got these IV drips that give me all the nutrients and protein I need. It's filtered through it has an allergy filter. That's how I get my nutrition. All my food goes through an allergy filter. And it doesn't work for craxxines. So, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I'm allergic to needles. I'm allergic to latex gloves, alcohol wipes, and cotton balls, and Band-Aids. So, and I'm allergic to doctors and nurses that aren't holistic. Yeah. I'm allergic to doctors and nurses that don't believe in natural medicine. So, if a doctor touches me and they don't practice natural medicine, I get a real bad reaction and my elbow comes up and smashes them in the jaw and breaks it in like 3 places. So that's my allergic to reaction to doctors who try to jab me with needles. So I ain't gonna be able to do it. And trust me, they don't want that. My children are allergic as well. So like, if a doctor or a nurse touches my child, that I don't want to touch them, then my hand automatically come up and throttle the doctor or the nurse, and their head pop off. I don't know how that happens. You know what I'm saying? It just does. So my children's allergic reactions is me with, you know, killer intent, you know, in a video game. So, y'all seen that video game? Looks dope as fuck. Where the father who don't play that kills any doctor or nurse that tries to jab them with needles of poison. Homie don't play that, that's what's called. Baba don't play that. So, you know, that's how I get down in a video game. Oh, you a doctor today? For sure. So yeah. Oh man. But yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all ever decide to go rucking, get y'all a good pair of boots. You need a good pair of boots so your feet ain't all fucked up. Me, I got some, so y'all can see these right here. My little Go Ruck combat boots. I got them in, hold on, y'all see that? You know what I'm saying? Got my Go Ruck combat boots. Man, these are so comfortable, lightweight, and they're tough.
What mask at?
You know what I'm saying? They're very comfortable. They're designed after the jungle boots that you get in the military. Well, jungle boots aren't a standard issue, but you can get them from the PX, from the commissary. Not the commissary, the other thing, where you get your uniforms. So you can get them there, but they're very comfortable. And these are made by Go Ruck. I'm not sponsored by them, but man, I got like 4 pair of these things, and they're mad comfortable. And my feet don't hurt when I use them to ruck. Unlike when I was in the military and we had those stiff ass full leather boots with 8-inch top, and you gotta break them in. They were stiff as a motherfucker. Oh my God, those things sucked. Try marching 25, 30, 50 miles in those puppies. You gotta carry 2 pair in your fucking, you gotta carry an extra pair in your rucksack. You know, cause they'll get sweaty and wet, and you don't want to get jungle rot on your foot. So you gotta change your boots out and your socks. And that's why you wear 2 pairs of socks. 2 pairs of wool socks when you're rucking. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't getting the friction. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story. Get y'all some good boots, man. Or some good shoes that you can walk in on concrete, on the dirt, you know what I'm saying? And not feel so much of the impact. What y'all got? Peace out, old head dudes. You know what I mean? You my twin, fraternal. I got everything you got, bro. Game from great grandma. Oh, that's what's up. I have a Timberland jungle boot. It's in the closet and ready to go. And I still have all of my Army gear as well. Jungle Book, huh? You know, I'm mad about my gear. So when I got out, I left my gear in my mama's garage in a box, in a cardboard box that was not palletized. And over the years, I ain't even break that sucker open. And a lot of shit that was in there got ruined, you know, from the moisture and all that, from the rain, you know, being in the cardboard box, not being palletized. Yeah, destroyed a lot of my gear. But, you know, it's all good. I got more gear now. I got better gear. Because the gear I had when I was in the Army, obsolete than a motherfucker. Those LCEs I had, we had LCEs and heavy ass flak jackets. That shit's obsolete, man. Hell, they don't even, well, I think they went back to the standard BDUs, but like the standard camo, I think they went back to that. But we didn't have that digital shit. We didn't have Molly vest. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all about the Molly vest. And I got Molly vest. So at the house. This is not a Molly vest. This is just a tactical vest. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. Almost done here. Did y'all hear about that bombing in Tennessee, in Nashville? I don't know too much about it yet, but apparently overnight there were like some gunshots, I guess. You know, there was a report of shot fired and on the street. So the cops responded, and somehow, you know, they encountered a vehicle they thought was suspicious, which I thought was very interesting. What tipped them off to that vehicle being suspicious? I don't know about that yet, but apparently thing just exploded. The car just in the middle of the street exploded, injured 3 people. I thought that was quite interesting. My question is, were there really shots fired? Because they said when they showed up, there were no signs of any shots having been fired. Then a car blows up. But they knew to keep distance from the vehicle and to get a hazard team out. So you know, it got my wheels spinning. Were there really shots fired? Or were there people trying to lure the police to this vehicle for that explosion to go off? So I don't really have much on that story. I just thought it was interesting and wanted to bring it to you guys' attention. I'm going to keep up with that one because, like I said, I want to know if they were trying to lure the police to that vehicle and then have it blow up. You know what I'm saying? And like, it injured 3 people. Were those 3 people, like, did they decide to blow up that car because those 3 people were getting close? Or, you know, did they not just set it up right to where it would kill someone? I don't know. These are things I think about when I hear about these stories. Whew. Yeah. So, I thought that was interesting. Thought that was very interesting. Snap turtle. Look at buying welding pants for fireproof gear. There's gonna be lots of fires in the government. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, Nomex. Because welder's gear is too heavy. So if you have Nomex gear, you get some Nomex gear, that's fire retardant, flame retardant. You know what I'm saying? That's what the drivers, because I was in the Bradley unit when I was in the Army. So I was an infantry. I was 11 Mike, they called it, before they made everything 11 X-ray. I was 11 Mike, and when I was stationed at one place. And, you know, the drivers of the Bradley fighting vehicle wore no-mech suits. You know, it's flame retardant, fire retardant. So, but it's lightweight. It's a jumpsuit. It's like a full jumpsuit. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot more lightweight than welder's gear. Welder's gear can get kind of stiff and heavy. It's not really made for mobility. But that Nomex gear is. They had Nomex gloves, Nomex jumpsuit, and all that shit. So you can get a whole setup if you have a whole Nomex setup. Okay. Okay. I am at the end. Hold on, y'all. All right. Whew. Good day. I did 7 laps. I'm still feeling good. Now I'm gonna go home, do some Muay Thai drills, some boxing drills, after my wife kills me, because I've been here for 2.5 hours. You know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I can deal with her wrath. Snap Turtle Ice Age Farmer is making maps of the arson that the government is doing to our farms. Really? These motherfuckers ain't shit, man. I'll check that out. Ice Age Farmer, I'll check that out, man. That's bullshit. These motherfuckers don't want us to have any form of independence. Anyway, I'm in this here. You guys stay up, man. Like, share, subscribe. Y'all check out that book, The Seeds of Dark Matter, Disease. It's on Amazon right now. It's basically a book about, you know, a family who's, you know, making their way through an apocalypse, surviving the apocalypse, you know what I mean? So, a lot of relevant things in that book. So, check it out. The Seeds of Dark Matter, Disease is fiction, but it's really good. It's informational. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good information in that. Much love to you guys. Check y'all out later. And like, share, subscribe. And I'll holler at y'all Sunday. All right, peace.